Good morning, folks. Welcome back. The sun is kind of funky here in the morning, so I just left the tripod where it was and just pivoted it around a little bit. Like I said, I haven't been doing anything but trying to get things done, and I can tell you, folks, it's pretty hard to keep up. It really is. But I do what I can. I take the priorities at the time that are the highest priority, and I deal with them. I go around every other day and collect my cucumbers. I go every day and collect my beans. So life is good, life is busy, right? Now, like I said, I haven't been responding to many of the comments. I catch up on some when I can, and I haven't been watching many videos. I did catch Georgia trapping and fishing the other day. I caught him live. Thank you very much. I can really relate to those conversations. It feels like I'm talking to family here in Maine, just down to earth, and just talking. It's really nice to see. So I really enjoy catching him when I can. So thank you, Georgia Trapping and Fishing. For those of you who don't know who that is, you can go and check him out. I like him an awful lot. So I haven't been catching up on any other channels' videos, and I know that's not being supportive, folks, but I need to support myself first, and that is tending to my garden and the needs. It's just the needs, right? Yesterday was a full day doing firewood. It was very hot. It was very humid. By 6 o'clock, I was drenched in sweat, and I kept putting the water to me and going in the shade throughout the day. But at the end of the day, yesterday when I sat down on my recliner, I got one shoe off, and apparently I fell asleep. So when I woke up about 3 hours later, folks, I had one shoe off, one shoe on, yeah, and a cucumber resting on my lap. So when you crash hard. When you work hard and you work steady and you bull trying to get things done because of the time factor, when you sit down, you're going to crash, folks. You're going to crash. So I know there's a lot of people that are working just as hard or even harder than I am, just trying to beat that timeline, right? Trying to do as much as you can, because this is a very busy time of year for a lot of us. The garden's coming off. We're trying to get ready for winter and all that. There is never enough time in the day, folks. There just isn't. So I know there's a lot of bulling, as in, fast paced, getting what I can done and going out. Now I'm very famous, as well as Kimmy on here, putting a headlamp on and going out in the garden and even collecting produce in the garden after dark. For those people that have known me for a long time, you can catch me out in my garden after dark an awful lot. So please don't get discouraged, folks. I know it seems overwhelming. The world is in a whole heap of chaos right now. We don't know what direction it's going to take, and there always seems to be another dramatic event. Dramatic event, that's just what I'm going to call it. A new worry that they want us to worry about. I just want to remind folks that us little peons, we cannot control what everybody else does in the world. We're just kind of in the background, so it's important that we just stay in our little bubble as far as getting our food that we are growing, taking care of, tending to our business, and making sure that we are as prepared as we can be for what is coming down the road, or as somebody mentioned, what may be coming down the road, because we just don't know, folks. We don't know. So don't get discouraged, don't get depressed, don't get anxious, don't let your mental health get in the way. If you need to step back, take a breather, do that, okay? If you feel that you need to, when I get anxious, folks, I focus on my breathing. I control my breathing, because when my anxiety creeps up, my breathing is kind of fast and sporadic. So I just step back, take a moment, and just control my breathing, take deep breaths, and make sure it's not all jaggedy, and just take deep breaths until my breathing is slow and steady. Alright? If I feel a little bit overwhelmed, if I I let everything outside of my bubble get to me, which is very, very easy, folks. And then I make sure that I am humming or singing or just going for a walk and enjoying nature all around me, making sure I am hearing the wind rustle the leaves, make sure I am hearing the birds singing, make sure I am just hearing everything around me, all right? And that'll just focus in, or or a jake break way out on the main road, right? You can hear that too, I guess, but it just burst my bubble here for a moment. So, and then the guinea are trying to burst my bubble too, but that's within my bubble, so they're all right. So I liken it to bubble one, which is my immediate feelings. How am I feeling today? How can I correct how I'm feeling? How I can take that discouragement and how I can make it into a more positive feeling. That's bubble one. Bubble two extends out a little bit further than that, and that would encompass my yard, my birds, my garden, and that is, that's my secondary priority, right? First priority is myself, keeping myself in check, and the third bubble is way out there in the immediate surroundings, probably within 2 or 3 miles, making sure everything is okay with my neighbors, making sure everything is safe, making sure life is still good and everything is functioning, right? And then the outside the bubble is the whole world. That's just how I look at those are my priority bubbles. And priority one is my immediate physical and mental health and well-being, right? We can allow ourselves to get discouraged. We can allow ourselves to get depressed. We can allow that, and sometimes it happens anyway, but what are you doing to get yourself out of that funk? What are you doing to slow your anxiety down, change your way of thinking? What are you doing? Because it begins with you, right? It begins with you. So don't let it all get to you, folks. What's going to happen is going to happen, and we just need to be prepared as much as we can. And if nothing happens, if nothing at all happens, folks, then life is good, right? Life is good. Then we just pick up where we left off and just resume our activities, and you're not hurting anything by growing a garden. You're not hurting anything by growing some birds. You're not hurting anything by doing what you can for yourself, right? You're just not hurting anything. You're getting ahead if nothing else, right? So don't let the world get to you. Pay attention, but there's nothing we can do to control it, right? From our little peonic state, that's what I call it, my peonic state. I cannot control what is happening in the world. I can control what is happening with myself, and I can control what is happening in my first and second priority bubble. All right? So if you're sad, sing a tune, hum, do something for yourself. Go for a walk, folks. Make sure you are hearing nature and seeing nature. Make sure you are doing that, because it just penetrates into your heart and soul, and it really does help, folks. So if you find yourself wanting to cry, sing. Go for a walk. If you find yourself getting anxious and your breathing is off and you're jittery and you're jumpy, and then go for a walk. Go for a walk. Listen to nature. Watch nature. Take time for yourself. Pay attention to your breathing. Pay attention to what your mind tends to tell you. If your mind is telling you you need to be anxious, slow that down. Slow it down. Because remember, there's nothing you can do about what is happening out in the world. You can control yourself, and you can control your immediate surroundings, right? And it's all a matter of perspective, folks. It is. So if you make life good, it will be good. Things will happen that's out of your control. You deal with it and you move on, right? You deal with it and you move on. Don't dwell on it. How can I fix it? How can I fix it? Do what you can to fix it and then move on. We can't control everything around us, folks, but we can control our inner bubble. All right? So that's what I've got to say today. The sun is very hot on this side of my body, and over here I can feel the cool breeze. And when I say cool, folks, it's like 78, and the humidity is pretty high. But life is as good as you make it, so make it good. Make it good, make it count, because you only have one life to live, folks. Make it count, and you all be good. Thank you for coming back by. For any new subscribers, thank you very much. Thank you for joining our family, and the family is growing, folks. Now, folks, that one video of homesteader women versus Miss Priss, I lost, I think, 4 subscribers. That's okay. That's all right. But I gained a whole lot more. Some of you liked it. Some of you did not. And it is what it is. Now, I can't control what you want to watch. I'm going to control what I want to post. And if you don't want to watch it, you don't have to watch it, folks. Okay? So I'm not going to put a warning, not informational, or warning, not a teaching video. I'm not going to do that, folks. I'm just going to post and let the viewers do what they feel they need to do, because I can't please everyone. I just can't please everyone, folks. And again, that comes right back to your inner peace, pleasing you and not trying to please everyone else. All right? So thank you for coming back. I appreciate it. And Market More 76. Thank you, girlfriend. Appreciate it.